Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louda, and welcome back to Steam Prison. We are, I guess, getting breakfast. We've learned something horrible about Merlot's mom, and we're just gonna move forward. After breakfast was done, I decided it was time to go looking for work. Yay, let's go get a job. Raylith told me that it's hard to find a job as a woman. Nevertheless, I had to search until I found one. I didn't want to sell myself. I remembered her words from the night before. I have to use what I have and eke out a living. Eke out a living? Eke? I don't know. What do I have? I'm good with a sword. Maybe there was a job that required me to use a sword. As I made preparations to leave, I heard small footsteps approaching. You want to come? I'm not going out there to have fun. I saw his wide-eyed expression, or wide-eyed curiosity, and found it hard to say no. Raylith patted Merlot on the head. Merlot looked at me, or between me and her, and smiled. Yep, see you later. Off I go. I'm glad Raylith did that. Thinking about how I wanted to become as considerate as she was, I looked up at the sky. It was as gray as always, hiding my old home from view with ashen clouds. One day, I'll go back. Standing and staring wasn't going to get me there. I had to look forward, not up. The past couldn't help me. I had to live if I wanted a future. Oh. Wow, just rejected outright. I see. Thanks. How many did I try already? I'd gone to the market searching for work, but hadn't found anything so far. I'm glad when they just hear me out. I'd lost count of how many rejections I'd had, and that wasn't even counting the ones who shooed me off immediately. I didn't have to do this in the Heights. The two areas were radically different. I knew that comparing them all the time was counterproductive, but my mind kept on doing it. If you wanted to be a police officer or any other type of public job, you had to go to the temple first. The temple posted application deadlines and examination dates, and if you passed those and the interviews went well, you had the job. Not everyone who wanted a job ended up with it, of course, but if you aimed within your limits, you rarely failed. I'd never heard of anyone being unable to find any job whatsoever. It was an alien idea to me. The children studied, the adults worked. That's what I was taught. I was reminded once more of the blessing my upbringing had been. Rip. I'm hungry. I'd been walking for hours. I didn't feel particularly exhausted, but the emptiness in my stomach was starting to hurt. Hunger and thirst were a problem. They made me slower mentally and physically as well. I want to head back, but it feels so futile to do so without results. My options were narrowing. I scoured the entire area. I suppose I'll just have to look further afield. In the distance, I could see a queue of people lined up. What are they doing? I was still on my quest for a job, but my curiosity got the better of me. I should take a look. A long line had formed in front of the Hounds building. It wasn't the large headquarters I had visited as a police officer, but a smaller outpost. The people had formed an orderly queue in front of it. I wonder what they're waiting for. I approached and looked past the throng of people. Are those rations? One by one, the people received goods. I saw canned food, bread, that kind of thing. I see. They're not just watching them, I guess. I wonder if I have the right to a ration, too. There were people of all ages and genders in the queue. Their clothes were shabby. I strongly suspected that they were residents of the Sanctuary District. I should queue up as... One of the Hounds dragged a man out of the queue. He'd done absolutely nothing. Why?
朝から並んでいたというのに。んなこと知るかよ。ほら、
The man stumbled to the end of the line. The others gave him looks of pity, but none of them attempted to help him. They were afraid the same fate would befall them. That's horrible. I couldn't bear to see the behavior of the hounds or the misery of their subjects. Even if I'll suffer, I don't want the hounds to carry me through this. I decided to leave, carried by the pride I couldn't shake. I was beginning to feel dizzy. I chalked it up to my painfully empty stomach. I ate well this morning. Why am I already in such bad shape? Scolding myself was pointless, though. I wanted something, anything, in my mouth. Even through the cloudy sky, the sun seemed excessively bright. The voices around me were painfully loud. This is bad. I'm getting confused. I went into the side street, hoping to catch my breath. Is this because I needed the drugs? I don't... Oh, God. Ugh. The stink was revolting, but it was much quieter than it was on the main street. I leaned against the wall and breathed deeply. I wish I could find some food somewhere. One should not eat food lying around, but even that was beginning to sound attractive. If there had been food on the ground in front of me then, I would have been tempted to eat it. I'd rather not do that. Water? I strained my ears. It was faint, but I could hear the sound of flowing water. As soon as I realized that, my thirst took immediate control of me. Something to drink would be fine for the time being. I just needed one gulp, something to drink, anything in my mouth, anything in my stomach. My urge to drink grew irresistibly. Ah, there it is. The stream followed the walls of the buildings. It was too shallow to even scoop up by hand. I had to bring it to my mouth some other way. The water was visibly murky. I hesitated to touch it. But the times were too desperate to be picky. I had to do something. I have to change myself if I want to survive. I steeled myself and went down on my knees. Don't tell me you lapping up the water off the wall. My mind rejected my body's desire for this water. I didn't want to touch it, much less drink it. No, I have to drink it. Wasn't I starving? Didn't I want to fill my empty stomach? Don't worry, nobody's watching. You just have to take one gulp and that's it. Oh God. I slowly leaned forwards and brought my mouth closer to the dirty stream. Hello. I looked up and saw a boyish-looking young man standing right in front of me. It startled me so much that I fell backwards, sitting down hard. He sighed and stood up. He retrieved a small water skin from his bag and offered it to me. Is that... It had been made from the stomach of some animal I couldn't identify. The skin was small enough to fit comfortably into someone's hand and the opening was closed tight. Yours. That's a bit suspicious. Dun-dun-dun. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, up. We got an up from this guy. I took the water skin from him and his eyebrows twitched ever so slightly. Tougher nut? Perhaps I would have if I weren't in mortal danger. The water skin was heavy. It was only after I opened the lid that another thought occurred to me. Who are you? Why are you helping me? Ulrich Ferry. An investment? Ulrich gave me a cunning smile, his voice taking on a sing-song timbre. How do you know so much? Why do you know that? He knows way too much.
今の時代主流は銃だよ。撃ち方さえ覚えれば女子供だって簡単に扱える。
You want me to use a gun? Who is this guy? I drank his water as I listened. I couldn't ignore his jabs, though. Apologies for being behind the times.
はあ、悪いとは言ってないだろ。変な解釈すんなって。とにかくあんたに興味を持ってる依頼主がいてね。
Client?
ぜひ雇いたいとのことだ。
Hire?
職を探してるんだろ。いい話だとは思わないか。
My answer is no.
どうしてだよ。てかもっとちゃんと話を聞けって。
No way! This is super suspicious. Besides, how do you know that I'm looking for work? Huh? It happened in an instant. I looked away for the briefest moment, and Ulrich vanished. What just happened? I looked all around me, even up at the rooftops. He was completely gone. I couldn't even hear footsteps. Did I dream that? Had I fallen asleep in broad daylight? Feeling nervous, I looked down. I was still holding the rather heavy water skin. It must have happened if I still have this. That led me back to my original question. Where had he disappeared to? It was as if the earth had swallowed him. Ulrich, huh? What a strange guy. I was just grateful that my thirst had been quenched. I was irritated by Ulrich's sudden exit, though. I tied the water skin to my hip, unable to thank its owner for the loan. Rip. It's gotten dark. I tried for a while longer to find work, but without any success. When I'd set out, I'd been willing to do anything I was able to, but nobody I approached seemed to need anyone. I'm losing faith. I knew that feeling so disheartened when it was only the end of my first day was silly, but every rejection hurt. Why did you reject Ulrich's proposition then? Oh my god. I'm tired, but I need to keep going. I decided to try 3 more people. I pushed my negativity away for the time being. What was that? I turned and saw a woman cowering on the ground. A man was fleeing the scene at top speed. A purse snatcher. Not this again! My police officer instincts awakened and I ran after him immediately. Weaving through the crowd, I kept all my focus on my quarry. He didn't even try to veer off the main road as I chased him, which meant fewer obstacles for us to avoid. Is he hoping to simply outpace me? I was confident I could track him. He wasn't getting away. Slowly but steadily, I drew close enough to strike. From a low crouch, I launched myself at him. Ha! Just when he turned around, I slammed into his back. We rolled over the ground. Good, now I have to pin him. Before the man could stand up again, I put my knee on his back. I took the pouch he had stolen from his hand. Anything else you stole? Alright. I led the man over to the woman. I can't tell if this is everything you took. Over there. Wow, rude. Thieves don't get to talk back. I untied his hands and he glared at me. I heard that a lot as a police officer and I ignored him. Good grief. You're okay, right? Are you hurt? The woman gripped her pouch with both hands. It must be important to you. Oh my god, that's horrible! Oh my Jesus Christ. It's fine. Always faithful. We serve the... Whoops, I'm no longer a police officer. I stopped myself. The woman pressed some coins into my hand. What is this? Saying her goodbyes, the woman left. The excitement had worn off from the crowds around me as well. Odd. This is the money they'd use in the depths, huh? I looked at the coins in my palm. They were made of a metal I couldn't immediately identify. The face of a woman in profile was engraved on one side, and numbers on the other. What surprised me the most was that the money was used in the money was used in the depths at all. Perhaps it was obvious, but I had been brought up thinking that the depths were too barbaric and simple for a currency-based economy, so it was something of a shock. I have no idea how much this is worth, though. I decided to give the coins to Raylith. With any luck, they were enough to help with daily necessities. I didn't find a job, but I earned some money. That's a better start than it could have been. Alright, time to go back. Night had fallen by the time I made it back on the street they lived on. I hope Merlot and Raylith aren't worried. I remembered my small windfall of money and smiled, knowing that it would cheer them up too. I didn't know how much the coins were worth, but even if it wasn't much, it would probably still be a bit of help. I hope they accept them. I'm back! Raylith, Merlot! I opened the door with enthusiasm. Oh god! Hounds! There were 3 hounds in the room. No, 2 more behind me. I'm surrounded. I looked around. Where are they? One of the men behind me gave me a hard push. What do you want? Last night? What? That was you who attacked Raylith? Unbelievable. How could someone attached to the temple attack the people? Well, fuck. You're the one who ought to be punished. How dare you lay a hand on the weak, you pitiful man. Carry me? Like I'd ever go with you willingly. No! Alright, but swear to me you won't harm them. Rep. Wee woo wee woo. This is your Puffet Lauda. Trigger warning. There's a hint of sexual assault up ahead, so if you're not comfortable with that, please, as usual, skip to the time located below the cream puff or on the cream puff, whatever. If you are okay with seeing that, then please continue watching and suffer with me. Woo! Ew, get away from me. Oh, God! Your woman? Even if I wasn't exactly sure what he was offering, I knew I didn't want to be anyone's possession. I refuse. I didn't understand his proposition, but I knew he was the one who'd hit Raylith. Only a dim-witted coward would strike a mother. Enraged, he gave me a hard shove. It wasn't a particularly strong jolt, but my stomach was empty, so I stumbled. Give it back! What? I tried to stand up, but a different man held me down by my feet. No matter how I struggled, I couldn't free myself. Then the shadow of the man fell over me. Oh God! Oh God! Well, I guess I have to put in a fucking trigger warning for this episode. This is fucking garbage. Ugh. Thank you. Ines.
お前の上官だ。副リーダー。それはそのこの言い訳は後で聞く。まず彼女から離れろ。
Thank God. Thank God.
リーダーが連れてこいた。ザクスン。それはともかく組み敷く必要はあるまい。むやみに乱暴するな。こいつは犯罪者ですよ。遠慮なんか必要ないはず。無防備の女に暴力を振るうなら無様だ。弱者にしか威張れないのか。影でも現れるぞ。
Sir Ines turned his gaze to me and told me to stand up. My joints creaked and I had to steady myself against the wall.
連れてこいとザクスに言われたのは確かなんだな。はい。診察の後、第三独房に入れておけと。なるほど。分かった。彼女は自分が連れて行く。意義のある者はいるか？
There was silence. Sir Ines looked at the hounds and nodded.
おのおの、通常任務へ戻れ。解散!
The others dispersed immediately. In less than a minute, we were alone. Thank you for rescuing me, Sir Ines.
勘違いするな。救助ではなく、連行を引き継いだだけだ。大体、自分はなぜ君が連行されるのか理由を知らん。
Well, you see...
言うな。情が移ってはいけない。ザクスの命令を引き継いだ以上、自分は黙って従わねばならん。
Okay. I see. Still, let me thank you. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come. I wondered what the men wanted to do with me. Are you stupid? Oh my god. I truly didn't know, but I did know it was nothing good. Thank you.
これから牢に入れられるというのに変だな。
Shrugging off his confusion, Sir Ines took out a rope used to restrain prisoners.
単独で罪人を連行する場合、拘束が義務付けられている。縛らせてもらうぞ。
Huh. We're both odd ones, Sir Ines. There's no need to ask me if you have to do it anyway. I put my arms behind my back to make it easier for him to tie them. What the heck? And we're going to stop here. God, that was about to be really bad. I was about to be like, okay, like, oh God, oh Lord. Thank God Ines came in time, but I also don't really like him. I feel like he's very like stick to the rules type. And he seems kind of like he's like a weird one out in this like corrupt police society. I don't know. It's weird. But next episode, I guess we're gonna be taken to jail. of jail within a jail, which is just ridiculous.